valid one. Like, okay, that's not really that wild of a claim, and how you get there isn't by examining literally every argument with modus ponens for it.
Yeah, I take the modus ponens, modus tollens to be the schema, and I take the individual premises to be like the control of the world, right? Or yeah, so I don't see how you're calling a premise or the type of premise the schema when a schema is the overall structure, right? And not just an individual component, right? So we don't take schemas to be individual components, we take them to be entire structures. So I just take it that you're misunderstanding or misapplying the word schema. I don't know.
I mean, there can be premises claiming an entailment relation.
Wait, so Sasha, did you hear what I just said about schemas not being construed as an individual premise? That would be a component of a schema?
No,
and the schema would be the modus ponens?
I'm just telling you, like, modus ponens can't just be premise in an argument.
So you're saying modus tollens is a premise with no conclusion?
No, I'm telling you that modus ponens, that entire string, for some arguments, that can just be a premise.
But it would be a premise and a conclusion, correct?
No, it would just be a premise.
Oh, okay. Alright. Can you give me an example?
Yeah. Maybe I would want to write something out. Sure, so...
I mean, but only in that instance would it be considered, I mean, I don't even know if it's possible, right? But you're saying, in this particular instance, with Alvin Plantinga's modal ontological argument, that the premise one, which we could consider to be in the logical possibility, as a logical possibility, you're calling that the schema. And you're saying the entire argument.
That's not what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
I'm going over, like, how it was presented in this conversation, which I think is a misconstrual of Plantinga's argument. But I am just going with this idea that the way you interpret the argument is to start with logical possibility in the antecedent and move to metaphysical possibility in the consequent. And I don't think that's what Plantinga is doing. But to the extent that you want to say that's legitimate, I'm telling you why it's not.
That's what I was trying to say.
Listen, if you don't think that his initial premise...
The first one is anything that doesn't involve listening.
I don't think that is like an indictment on the argument of
yes,
itself.
as humans,
And I don't take it
have
that if he
desire
does or doesn't
for
go
murder.
from logical
But
possibility
that's
to
what
metaphysical
school
possibility to
is
actual.
for.
I don't
to
take it
help
that if we
guide,
just went from metaphysical to
Especially
actual,
our males,
that would be any
because
different.
they are
Nor would I take that
violent,
to be
to help
form of
guide
indictment.
them through their teenage years when their hormones are affecting them the most. Guide them through that time safely so they can become functioning adults.
That's not
And
what
if
school
you
is
want to
for.
say it,
That's not what school
we
is
all
for.
fail.
That's indoctrination. What you're talking
No,
about
that
is
is
indoctrination,
not
brother.
indoctrination.
That's not what school is for.
So,
No, that is
Conquest, stop.
Can
Conquest, stop. So this is the thing. Hold up. Yeah, in a second. So here's the thing. I don't know if you guys, cause y'all sound like y'all don't really know kids. Like y'all don't really know, y'all don't have like nieces, nephews, cousins. If y'all don't,
I know.
but these kids aren't fighting like they used to. This isn't back in the old days where young boys used to actually square up. It'd be an amicable fight, and they would go on about their business the next day. I'm gonna just tell you this: you think this situation's bad? It's only gonna get worse, especially with social media. Because now when people can record instances of people getting their ass whooped and it's on the internet forever, and the fragile male ego, motherfuckers is not trying to lose. You're gonna see more stabbings. You're gonna see more shootings. It's going to get worse.
Hey, mister. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right.
So listen, from the beginning, right? From the beginning, white people have been right, fighting right along with black people, dying and everything else, so that black people would be recognized as equal in this country. You can go back to Henry Brown. You can go back to him. The guy lost his life. He came across the country to fight for the liberation of slaves. He was there. He thought the slaves would revolt. They didn't, and he was hung by, ironically, Robert Lee. Um, so this notion that white people aren't empathetic or sympathetic to the plight of blacks is just false. You can, even in modern day, the Black Lives Matter movement is spearheaded for the most part by white people, right? So white people are on the front lines, right alongside of black people. So, in fact, when you think about it, the only way anything's going to get done is you have white people involvement. That's just a fact. The numbers just tell you.
A project. We're not a project. A topic is violence, brother.
Hold it. I'm not done. I'm not done. Okay? I'm not done. I'm sick of black people rationalizing poor behavior. We can't continue to do it. Wait a minute. Let me finish. We gotta call out bullshit when we see it. We have to other races do it. No other race.
Yeah, I'm about to right now.
No other race. I could go into any. I could leave this room, go into virtually any room that has predominantly black people, and you're gonna hear the N-word tossed around all over the place.
No one's using the N-word, Project.
No one's using it in here. But listen.
This is
okay. So I can't talk.
Yeah.
You're gonna shut me
You
down.
probably shouldn't because you don't make sense. I'm just being honest.
Well,
You're too old.
I don't make sense to you. I don't make sense to you, but I can tell
of course you like it.
I can tell you the last thing you want in this country is a race war, because we're gonna lose.
There we go.
We're gonna lose.
Well, I don't agree with that. We don't want a
we
race war, but we won't lose. We're not going to lose. I agree with your premise.
Bro, this is what you're talking about.
You wanna help black people?
The National Army would fucking intervene. What are y'all fucking talking about? Can we?
You wanna help black people?
We're talking about violence. We're talking about violence. We're talking about violence.
Conquest ruins every conversation. I'm just saying that.
How am I ruining the conversation? All right, Mr. Shade, Mr. Shade, go ahead.
You brought it down to the third grade reading level.
Oh, Shade, go ahead and
So
talk.
first off, so
Y'all
first
are
off,
fucking
project.
stupid if you're talking about a race war. You know better than
No. Let Mr. talk. I really want to hear what he's saying. You shut up. You shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. I'm not woke. I'm not woke. I don't need to be woke.
Hey, so the project. Project. Are you a black man? I'm gonna start there.
It's none of your business what I am. Black is cold, but it's none of your
you gotta
business.
be.
Yo, just answer the question, Project. Answer the question.
So
I don't have to answer. Listen, I don't have to be.
I hear the black in his voice.
I don't have to answer
see,
your question
Project,
when you ask me a question.
So Project. Here's the problem with Coons, because
Don't use that word. Don't use that
what
word.
he is.
And you don't call a brother.
Alan, I know.
Where I grew up, they didn't use the N-word. They used that word. That was the word
So
they
when
used.
I go on,
So just because
So when I-
you decided it's going to be your word and you're going to use it against black
Yo,
people,
Alan.
you know how stupid it sounds? That's white people's word. That's our word. You don't get to use it. You don't get to use it.
Yo, Mister, talk. I really want to hear what you got to say, bro. I really want to hear what you got to say.
Thank you. And here's the problem with Alan, because at one point on this app, Alan used to be like kind of cool with black people. Like he had a pretty good opinion, and I was like, what, fuck with Alan.
He still is. He still
But
is.
now I don't know.
He still is.
I would hope so, but these past couple of weeks, man, this situation has had him in the friends, and he's been
Hey,
saying
mister, get your point across, bro. Get your point across, bro.
So my issue with people like black people like Project is like you would y'all so quick to talk about what black people do, but you don't have any like jurisdiction or self-governance about, or I'm sorry, not self-governance, but any kind of standard for white people, and it's strange. It's strange.
Why do we care about white people?
I think that.
Like, who gives a fuck about white people?
Well, we don't gotta go. We don't gotta go to that. Come on, let the brother get his point.
Hey, Shade, if your friend was fucking up, wouldn't you say something to him?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say, if your friend who had a good job suddenly bought, some guns and started selling drugs on the corner and started cheating on his wife, wouldn't you say something?
Yo, Alan, what are you talking about,
I
bro?
would.
Yeah.
Yo, Alan, what are you talking about, bro?
If my attitude has changed in the last couple of weeks, maybe that's the reason why.
See, here's the thing about Clubhouse.
Well, I understand this club.
I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if you noticed.
Real quick. I got a question for Mr. based on something he just said. Yo, Mister, I got a question for you. If your child came
Go ahead, brother.
with a failing report card and you were going to discipline your child for the failing report card, and he says, but Timmy down the street failed his grades too, what will your response be?
We ain't worried about that.
I'm whooping his ass.
Oh, okay. So then why would you respond? Why would you respond with, well, why are you worried about white people? What about what white people are doing? We don't give a fuck with what white people are doing, just like you wouldn't give a fuck about what Timmy's doing, right? Does that make sense?
So this is what I believe, Sig. I believe that policing blacks amongst blacks is one thing, but I do think that some black men suffer from this grandstanding that takes place around white people, to where like, I'm not like the rest of them. We gotta clean up our community. But then see, here's a beautiful thing about it, Sig. These same black people who have ideologies like Project, they don't do shit for black people. They'll go back to the black communities or wherever they're from and not say shit. But they have so much umbrage.
Why are we comparing blacks to whites?
Constituents.
Why are we comparing blacks to whites?
Right, yeah, that's what we're saying.
Now, Sig, to answer your question further, Sig, Project had said some hate factual shit. He said that black people have been fighting alongside white people, willingly, right, since this country's inception. That I don't know what America or what patriotism led to that statement, but I don't know where that comes from.
That's true. You ever heard of Christmas addicts? That's very true.
Come on, brother.
This guy.
Hey, we have been fighting for each other. We've been fighting for each other. All right,
You really gotta stop with Dr. Seuss. Green eggs and
there is no Dr. Seuss. You're just speaking on one side, mister.
Because, brother, no, I'm speaking on reality. And Alan
Who are you speaking for?
Hey, mister.
Go ahead, Alan.
You know Malcolm X got arrested and sent to jail, right?
Sure
Before he was Malcolm X, right? Yeah, well, guess what? His white girlfriend, they went to her and they said, hey, look, you're white, he's black. Just tell us that he forced you to do that, and we'll put him away for life, and you can go free. She said, no, I did the crime, I'm doing the crime, and you are not going to use me to sell him out.
Alan,
You can say I'm white woman.
So was this like white people like we should be thinking of for what?
One example.
So Alan.
And I think Malcolm X was somewhat crucial to the black movement politically, maybe. He would have been rotten in prison. That's one that comes to mind.
Hey, mister, I got you a question, bro. I got you a question, bro.
I'll give you another scenario.
The problem, look, Shade, look, everybody says I'm old. Yeah, I am. I'm old enough to remember a time.
Fuck white women.
Hey, mister, I got you a question, bro. I got you a question, mister.
I'm old enough to remember a time of hope. I'm old enough
mister, I got you a question.
that when someone like Martin Luther King was murdered, that a lot of people where I live grieved about it.
What the
I
hell does
remember
Dr.
the
Martin Luther
time
King have to
of
do with this?
feeling like things were going to change and things were going to change for the better. Do you think we have that feeling now? Because it doesn't feel that way to me. It doesn't
Oh
feel
no,
that
no, no.
way.
I think
Alan, your time here is
so
almost
Alan.
done. Stop trying to
Yeah,
start shit.
Hey, mister, let me ask you a question, bro.
what's up, Conquest? What's up?
Yeah, ask you a question, bro.
Conquest.
That's
I appreciate
sad
you.
for you.
Hold on, yo, Alan, hold on. Yo, mister, let me ask you a question, bro. Hey, cause when I came back in, the topic was on this Carmelo Anthony thing. Do you believe that the fact that one man murdered another man, do you believe that has to do with race?
As I said, I don't think.
Yo, Alan, I'm not talking to you, Alan. I'm not talking to you, brother. I respect you.
Oh, who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Mister. I'm trying to pick his
Oh,
brain.
okay.
He's old.
You know I'm white.
It has
nothing to do with age.
He's old. It's okay. Go ahead.
Yo, Mister, does that have to do with race? One man killing another man. Does that have to do with
I
race?
just said it didn't. This instance had nothing to do with race.
Okay, so why are we bringing race in this conversation?
Brother, so, Jesus. I'm gonna move past this because you give me gas.
I give you gas?
This is the thing. Yeah, I got a bad, this is coming on. So Alan, the same way you brought that old sweet
not
white
Alan,
woman who allowed Malcolm X to, so Alan,
I gotta
the same way you brought that example of the old so sweet white woman who allowed that, Malcolm X to walk free and not catch a case, I can give you Emmett Till, brother. So what are we talking about? Like that shit you just did, that one white person who did something very historical and good for black people, I can give you hundreds of the opposite end. So it doesn't add up. It doesn't. The problem with the conversation that I feel like it sounds right. See, if white Americans would just be like, you know what, we can possibly understand why black people may have umbrage when certain things happen, or when it takes certain actions against us.
Mister, you know why?
But what we do.
You know what you're saying.
If I could
You know why it doesn't make any sense.
If I could
If you're saying it doesn't make sense, I'll tell you why.
Okay, you can't tell me why my thought process doesn't make sense.
I gotta go, guys. Thanks.
Let me tell you why you said that makes. Okay.
He still didn't answer my question.
Take a nap.
He still didn't answer my question.
When you get pulled over because you have tinted windows, and the first thing you do is cry racism. When you're pulled over because you made an illegal traffic maneuver, your license plate tags are out, or you don't have your license plate, your paperwork's on order, you cry racism. That's why you have a problem. People get tired of hearing racism. Yeah, historically, we've had racism in this country. There's no question about it. Some horrible things have done to black people. There's no doubt about it.
Can you answer the question?
Whole conquest. Hold up. So you're talking to the wrong black person.
When you
want to answer the question.
Hold up. You need to know who you're talking to. You're talking to the wrong black person. I've been pulled over countless times by white cops. And I never had a super negative interaction. And hell, I would say that some of them was it was justified. But I'm here today. I didn't pull the race card. So miss me with that.
Good for you. I'll give you credit for that. But you did
Good for you.
You did call me a coon, and I think you should apologize for that. And there was no reason to do that.
I'm asleep on that, actually.
Hey, Project, could you answer the question,
Project,
bro?
you are a coon. Coon means complete opposite of niggas, so be proud of what you're doing.
Yeah, you sleep on that.
Hey, Mister, could you answer the question?
I like the way you covered it up, saying, what's the question? What's the question, Conquest?
He said it breaks it.
All right, I'll ask the question again, and whether it gives
What are you gonna say, Dr. Sherritt?
Whether it's
Sorry,
hold on, baby. I'm not talking to you. Baby, I'm not talking to you. If you want to have that conversation, I can have it with you too.
I'm talking. I know. I hear Dr. Sharia, and she was trying to say something.
But the brother still didn't answer my question. If it gives them gas, just let it give you gas. Just answer the question and knock me out. That's it. Answer the question, bro. If one man kills another man, is that racial?
No.
Yo, mister, if one man kills another man, is that racial?
Bro, I
It
just want
depends. It depends on the situation.
I'm asking, mister. I'm asking.
I
He
just
doesn't
told
want to
you you gave me
answer.
gas, brother. Leave me alone.
So why can't you answer the question? Why can't you just answer the
You're
question?
bad for this nothing. Leave me alone.
Exactly.
Conquest, can I ask you a question real quick though?
Yes, sir.
We're not gonna talk about race, right? We're gonna use your example.
No race.
One man is in a wheelchair and one isn't. Is it like you see? Like if you add in, there's always gonna be factors, bro. Like people are always gonna add in factors.
There is no factor. That's a straw man. There is no factor. The person in a wheelchair can have a gun.
Okay, but at the end of the day, like there's gonna be factors.
At the end of the day, somebody has to
Whether
die.
it's the case where the woman
At the
is
end
calling
of the
the
day,
physical,
somebody has to
the
die,
N-word,
bro.
people are gonna factor in. Hold on, people are gonna factor in whatever substance is related to the case. In this case, you're talking about the Austin Metcalf boy. It's a white kid and a black boy. Then you have the white woman calling the little autistic boy. He's autistic. He's black. She's called. Like you're always gonna factor these things in.
Brother, what case are we talking about? We're talking about the Carmelo Anthony case, right? That's when I walked in on.
We've been talking about a lot of shit. Yeah,
Okay, well, no, not y'all. I walked in on this specific case. And I do not believe this case has anything to do with race. I believe that people are just making it about race because it's a headline.
It's about.
But it has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with race. This is one man who killed another man.
But
bro, this is one.
has made it about race.
Bro, exactly. So if the media makes it about race, does that mean this is a racial thing? Does that mean we gotta talk about race?
Racial elements.
Hold on, but does that mean if the media makes it, if the public makes it about race, does that mean this is a racial?
I mean, yeah, they made it racial.
No, that means you're just brainwashed. That means you're just brainwashed. You're gonna acclimate.
Race? Was George Floyd about race?
Now you're gonna talk about George Floyd. Now you're gonna talk about George Floyd. How was George Floyd about race? That was a police officer doing what he
agree, it
thought was
wasn't
right.
about race, but people made it about race though.
Okay, but I'm not making it about race. I'm talking about somebody being killed. The act of killing, is that racial or not?
I told you, it depends. It depends on
How
the
does it
killing.
depend? How?
I will explain. Some people kill other people for their skin tone or their race.
All right.
It's rare. It's a rarity.
Where and when does this happen? Where in modern day 2025?
Do you want me to give you like a
Hold on. Where in 2025 do people kill another person because of race? Specifically because of race?
It happens. It's just not as frequent.
Give me a circumstance. Give me a circumstance, an incident.
I have to give you an incident for that to stand.
The white kid in Chicago, they didn't kill him, but it was solely because he was
Y'all are making this about race. Y'all are making it about race.
You just asked.
He asked the boy.
You just asked when is the murder of someone else about race.
Vinny, you can say whatever you want to say, bro, but you can't argue my point, bro. Yo, Vinny, you're a weak man. And it's okay.
Just don't say something to me.
Yo, Vinny,
I'm
it's
trying
okay
to
to be weak.
I'm trying to exchange with you in good faith, right?
Yo, Vinny, prove yourself in debate. Don't prove yourself with emotions. Prove yourself in debate.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the
Okay, all right, whatever.
He came saying cracker and all this shit. So I came back at him.
I haven't used not one racial term
I never
in
said
my
you.
time.
I never say you.
Jesus Christ, you guys are retarded.
In a debate, in order to answer your question, you have to assert your argument, and therefore, by you simply saying that it's not about race, you're not saying why it isn't about race. So it would be helpful if you could explain why it is not about race in order to allow someone to rebut your opinion.
Miss Sunshine, let me explain why this is not.
He was really asking.
Hold on, Miss Sunshine. Let me explain why this is not about race. This is not about race because killing, murder, violence is a part of human nature. We cannot talk about race when it comes to human nature. Every human is capable of killing. Every human is capable of violence.
Is also capable of being judgmental and tribal and
Hey, you don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Yes, I do. You can absolutely like hate. You can like. You're gonna tell me that there's never been somebody who's like just fucking hated
Could
people
I
with
just
other
ask
reasons,
a further
and then
question?
they ended up killing somebody for
Right,
hating somebody. Like, that's obviously happened.
That was my point. That was my point, Pepe.
Are these monkeys still throwing bananas at you?
Give
Like,
me
this
a
is
modern day case, baby. Give me a modern day case, Adams. A modern day case.
Of someone that killed another person.
Yeah, sure. In Buffalo, New York, you had this white kid who deliberately went to a black area of Buffalo and went to a black grocery store and shot a bunch of black people. And there was one point when he was on camera where he pointed the gun at the white man and he apologized.
So we're talking.
I mean, was Tupac shot by a white person?
We're talking about mass shooters.
What about Nipsey Hussle? Were they shot by white
Wait,
people?
hold on. You asked the question. He gave you an answer, and now you're looking for more specification.
No.
Which one is
What
it?
happened in Buffalo? What happened in that stance? This was a mentally
Was racial.
Hold on, sister. What happened in this case? This was a mentally ill white man who chose to go into a kill multiple black people.
But that's another factor you're adding.
This is not Carmelo Anthony.
Complex.
This is not Carmelo
Your
Anthony.
question.
Do you know who else? Do you know who wasn't mentally ill? Was the shooter in New Zealand who went into the mosque and he shot up. He also live streamed him shooting up a bunch of Muslims. He was not mentally ill. He was actually somebody who was gainfully employed, had no history of mental illness, but he hated fucking immigrants.
So why aren't we talking about that? So why aren't we talking about these cases? Why are we talking about Carmelo Anthony? Why are we talking about Carmelo Anthony?
Yeah, meanwhile, half of black America is walking around with Tupac shirts and not talking about why Tupac is not here. So again, at the end of the day, stop the black bullshit. Stop the black bullshit. Stop the black bullshit. Excuse me, how am I a victim? How am I a victim,
brother?
How am I a victim?
Let me explain how you're a victim.
Please explain to me how I'm a victim.
Okay, can you give me the chance? Let me explain how you're a victim. You posted a picture earlier in this chat of the fact that there was graffiti. Hey, could you mute your mic?
No, I'm too much of a victim.
Oh, okay.
My victimhood finger is not work.
It's okay. Let me explain how you're a victim. You posted a picture. Hold on, Adams. You are a victim because you posted a picture. In your PTR, you stated that.
And I posted another one. Look at my current picture. Am I still a victim? Am I a victim?
Your victimhood, Adams. Let me explain your victimhood. You posted a picture earlier. This was your argument. You posted a picture earlier showing, and you stated that because why should you have to live in a community where all of your stuff, all of your property, the property in your area was covered in graffiti. It was filled with violence. It was filled with all of these different disenfranchisements. You're a victim.
Yes. Because again, you're not listening. You're not listening. Why the fuck would I move? A man stays and fights. The fuck? Maybe you don't have a spine, but I do. So at the end of the day, maybe you don't have a spine. I do. Thank you. That's the difference. And you choose to live with a dildo in your ass and complaining and fleeing like a bunch of fucking women, okay, as opposed to fighting and fixing your damn neighborhood.
Instead of coming up with some business idea, instead of changing your environment, you choose to just complain about it. Do better.
Can I speak now?
Yes. Let this clean Armenian man speak.
The real Caucasian, thank you.
The real Caucasian.
Yeah, because we are the real Caucasian.
Go ahead, Rob.
What the fuck?
Ray, shut the fuck up. You called us Mongolian, stop it.
Shut your retarded ass up, you friendly.
Why are y'all
Thumbs up his ass.
Nah,
shit because I didn't agree with him and now he's arguing. Ray, we've been cool with each other, don't do that.
No,
You've been cool with each other, don't do that.
You were
Because you called
The brother,
my people Mongolian.
I didn't know you were
Because
a
you called my people Mongolian.
he's complaining about his circumstances.
Anyway,
He's complaining about his circumstances.
our Congressman.
Free Kim Kardashian. Let Red Rum speak.
Complaining about his
Let Red Rum speak.
circumstances, bro.
Let Red Rum speak.
Just change your circumstances, bro. Stop complaining about it.
What circumstances?
The circumstances of
What circumstances?
The circumstances of where you live.
Oh, so you don't think that a person that put a deposit on a $3 million condo should have grievances in terms of then turning it into a fucking Tijuana?
Bro, if you don't like where you live, move.
Alright, hold on.
No. How about you stand and fight again?
Conquest,
Yo, Adams, are you black?
Conquest, you are fleeing sissy. You're fleeing sissy. Fleeing sissy. You are a fleeing sis.
He has to be a liberal. He has to be. He has to be a liberal.
He has to
All I
be.
hear is
He has to.
victimization.
There we go. There we go.
Yo, Adams,
There we go.
bro, you
Adam,
woke.
There we go.
$3 million, and he's only been in a gated community.
You're totally right.
Is that actually
Complaining about
I've never heard that man talk.
the brother complaining about
I definitely live in a gay community. Thank you.
Don't tickle all the homeless.
Alright, so, listen, this is a problem. I'm the type, listen, this is what they exactly want to do to y'all. This is the division they are creating based off of skin color, alright? This is their goal. And it's working. It's working. Look at this shit. Look where we have come from. Look at every little clickbait thing that's happening every week. Also, Mecha gets killed all of a sudden. They want to make it about skin color, the internet. What the hell?
Blame the
And
monkeys.
then now the reason why.
Blame the monkeys. Blame the
And
monkeys.
now the recent one with this crazy white chick, whatever. I don't even like to call people. See, this is the problem. I don't even like to call people white. I don't do color. This blonde chick says a racial slur to a 5-year-old.
It's not racism, bro. It's classism.
Again, I'm not talking about racism. Listen, what was right is right. What was wrong is wrong. Right? What she said was wrong. So I'm tired of this infighting that's happening. So this again created another fight between whites, blacks, and then we got people here tweeting, sending money to her because she got doxxed. One, what she said was wrong, but that doesn't mean she should have got doxxed. Right? That's also wrong. So we can admit what's wrong and right. So what's wrong is what she said. What's also wrong is she getting doxxed.
Hey, Red Room.
It's also baffling to me. What's also baffling to me.
Here we go.
It's also baffling to me.
Can you close the banana suckers and allow Red Room to finish? Thank you. Close the banana suckers.
Thank you, black people, homies.
Hey, so this is their goal, and it's
Half.
and it's
Thank you.
because
Oh, you're a half nigger,
this
okay.
is their goal, and it starts with the U.S. government, like the census, the fact that they have a census to separate us or put us in groups is crazy to me, right? This is what they want, and what Alan said is it's interesting. Like people had hope during Martin Luther King's time, and like the change, the things he's done. But then all of a sudden now it's like, what's happening right now? It's becoming the same. See, and I think the reason why they have this title up, right, where it says white guilt is over, because here's the thing. There was a group of people, and I feel like these people were the ones leaning towards the left in politics mostly, who would always agree with, there's constant racism, black people are always down, we need to protect them, we need to do everything to help them, we need to hire them, these people, again, this is the left teaching them, right? So they become indoctrinated, and so what happens is they created this shit called white guilt, as if these quote-unquote white people have this guilt, so that's why they've been indoctrinated to feel this guilt that like, we need to do everything to protect the minority or protect the black people, like, that's this, and then now when they put this title, it's over. What they're saying is this continual battle between white versus black skin color and this fights, and then you're seeing now more people, I guess, quote unquote, waking up and realizing that, this is not right, and we need to
to stand up for us because for our own people, this, that. But this is what y'all don't understand. This is their goal.
Hey, Red Rum,
We're fighting what?
Hey, Red Rum,
The government, the U.S. government, those in power.
Hold on, Red Rum, are
Those
you
in
Mexican?
power.
Are you Mexican?
No, I'm not Mexican. I'm Armenian. The real Caucasian.
Red
Thank you.
Rum, groups of what? Groups of what, bro? Groups of what?
So groups of people who feel they think that they're white, right? And a group of
Right,
people like
don't
the
let
black
him call
community.
you a Mexican. Say it with your Kardashian chest, okay? Don't let them call you a Mexican.
Listen, yeah, I'm not Mexican.
Hey, y'all chatting, man.
No.
Y'all chatting.
But again, what I'm saying is, this is their goal, right?
It's the reason that white women got all that money because of black fatigue. People are tired of black people.
You know what? That's what they're saying. I don't know what this means, but this is what they're saying.
Yeah, I'm black. I'm black. I can't believe it.
I don't support it either because this is like, again, the goal of division. This is how they divide people.
Right? Divide people into what?
To white people with lighter complexion with people with darker complexion, and also ideology, right? Ideology, because you're seeing a lot of people is like, to me, it's always should be a battle of ideologies, and that should have nothing to do with skin color. But what's sad is they're using skin color to divide people more and more, and that's what we're seeing.
Who's they?
And the government, those in power.
No, because you gotta think about this, is academia. Academia were the first retards to say you can't be racist to white people. That's one of the biggest things that started all this nonsense.
And look at the university system. Look at the university system and selling seats overseas. Well, meanwhile, during the pandemic, no, but meanwhile, during the pandemic,
hatred in your heart, you only know it yourself. If you truly have hatred in your heart towards another person based off the way they look, that's what it is. It's hatred. You can't just sit here and call every single person racist just because they don't agree with you. That's not true.
So, Vlad,
it comes from the heart. If someone hates you for the way you look, because your skin color is darker and they think their skin color is more superior, that's what it is.
It's not about that.
Vladdy Kardashian, let me ask you a question. Do you not think that it's incongruent, okay, that, university seats are being sold abroad?
Oh, you mean like where they're bringing in those kids?
I mean, 2/3 of the population. 2/3 of the population at UCLA, okay, is those are foreign seats being sold abroad.
Yeah, it's a school visas. They're coming
Okay,
to school visas.
so again, why can't they benefit from distance learning the same way that the impressionable age group population in our said country, K through 12, during the pandemic, had to learn abroad? Right? They had to learn.
That's a whole other topic.
So it's crazy. It is crazy to me how people want to have a conversation about, our college educational system.
Hey, Adams,
It's crazy.
If you build wealth, hey, Adams, if you build wealth, right? Are you gonna live in a hood? If you build wealth, are you gonna have your children live in a hood or in a bad area?
Fuck no.
That's subjective.
How is that?
That's subjective.
Adams,
they're wealthy people that live in Hollywood Hills.
Go ahead. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They're wealthy people that live in Hollywood Hills. So that's very subjective.
Okay,
is it not?
But what I'm saying, so we're talking about the basis. If you gain what, if you build wealth for yourself and your family, are you gonna live?
9 times out of 10, you're gonna move to a good, decent neighborhood.
Exactly. So if you do build wealth and you choose to stay in a bad area, how are you gonna complain about the bad shit that go on in that area?
Excuse me. You stay and fight like a man. So again, you're complaining and wanting to flee like the women, as opposed to having the focus and the conversation as far as actually standing 10 toes down in your place and fighting back.
So that
right?
So Adam,
so again, no. So what it means is that you're fucking weak. That's what it means.
That means that
you're fucking weak. You're weak. You're weak.
And
And again, you are weak by choice. There you go.
Yo, exactly. Exactly. You choose.
No, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. So again, at the end of the day, I'm gonna keep voting. I'm gonna keep advocating, and I'm gonna keep doing what the fuck I do to protect my damn home. So again, you don't have the fortitude to be able to continue that effort because you're fucking weak.
Be quiet, you half month.
What? You guys hear me?
Look, it's like this. I'm gonna tell you right
No, we can hear you, Matt. Go ahead, Matt.
No, go ahead, Carrie. I'll talk in a second. Go ahead.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you right now. I ain't come to play games with a cat, man. Somebody should have been approached me. You know what I mean? Coming at me in a physical, violent manner. I'm gonna chop him up, man. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that, man?
But you gotta defend yourself after that, don't you, Ray?
No, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, what's wrong with chopping him up? If they black and violent,
Then you decide to chop that man up. You got
Weak.
Now is it weak? I mean, if I look, I mean, this is the Wild Wild West.
It's weak to ask.
To flee like the women as opposed to standing up and fighting like the men. That's where you're fucking weak.
Ain't you gay?
Damn, I know this shit. I'm talking about chopping him up.
It's weak to Adam because he's playing victim. That's why it's weak.
Who's playing victim?
I'm chopping cats up, bro.
Who is playing victim?
Here's the thing, you know what I think about the Vancouver situation, right?
Who's playing victim? Who's playing victim?
Brother, you're complaining about
Who is playing victim? Who?
you.
Who?
Brother, you are.
So again,
You're complaining about the environment that you live in instead of moving. Instead of advancing.
I'm complaining specifically about the Tijuana monkeys that are turning my city into a third world country.
You see what I mean?
So how is like what the fuck are you talking about?
What relation is that? What
What city is this?
Los Angeles.
You said the Mollies are? Who did it?
Now listen, you know what's the thing?
Here's another AAV monkey that wants to come up in here and compete in politics. Why don't you go and put out another mumble rap album? Thank you. We were doing fine as black conservatives without your monkey ass input.
Bro, you cannot be conservative. You can't be conservative. You can't. By logic, he cannot be conservative, bro. He cannot. By logic, he can't be conservative.
What part of it makes him not conservative?
You're fucking cool, man.
The part of not making him
Thank you.
conservative
Proud
is
cone.
playing victimhood.
Proud trash fandom.
Listen,
Thank you.
here's the thing. When it comes to Metcalf, right? Also, Metcalf situation, Carmelo. I personally, listen, let me finish before y'all jump at me, because I'm playing the middle role, trying to play middle here, because that's what I truly believe. Listen, I do think Melo should be going to jail, right? That's, again, he should go to jail. But also, hold on, I need that chat. In the chat. Let me finish. In the chat, talking about doxing people. Go ahead and dox me, you fucking monkey. Go ahead and dox me, you fucking monkey. Adams, let me finish what I'm saying, please. So listen, Melo,
Right. And those who did were afraid for their fucking life. Go ahead and fuck around and find out.
I'm just saying you were crying to FBI the last time they doxed you, my nigga.
Listen, Melo should go to jail, right? But you know what's
At least what you said.
I can.
Red talk. Go ahead.
Listen, Melo should go to jail, but you know what crazy is? I'm tired of sitting here.
There should be a death penalty.
I'm tired of hearing these quote unquote white people, or I don't know, people who are like 100% on Austin's side, sitting here and acting like he didn't have any fault in the situation. Because he did, and let me tell you why. He should not have put his hands on somebody. Simple.
Hey, Red Rum, but that doesn't matter, brother.
You should have told the teacher, you should have told authority to take him out and get him out of that situation, because he doesn't belong to sit there. He did play a role, but him playing a role has nothing to do with what Melo is gonna happen to Melo.
Hey, Red Rum,
He should go to jail. But again, Austin messed up. He shouldn't have put his hands on somebody.
Red Rum, that doesn't matter. These are
Hey,
two.
Chris, you
These are
gotta
two
get your black ass up here, you monkey bitch.
No.
Wow.
What the
It
hell?
doesn't matter. You have two people having a disagreement. Let them fight. If one decides to use lethal force, they gotta defend themselves. They have to defend themselves in
You
court.
don't think that's
Bro, this is
extra?
high school.
It is
It's
extra.
high
It is
school.
extra. It is
Like,
extra.
so like, yeah, like in high school, that's not really normal, right? So like, kill your person.
But you can't say Austin was the aggressor, and you can't say.
Y'all on the 22. Here's the deal, real quick. Can I answer the shot real quick? No, it's not normal. Yeah, murdering is not normal. Killing is not normal. But I'm saying that it's a normal occurrence. It happens all the time in schools. It's just that they only publicize ones that they want you to hear on the national news.
What
for
kids?
their
Wait,
particular
hold on.
agenda.
Children killing other children?
No, it's not
Not
schools.
normal.
Who is this dude talking? Wait, who is this dude talking?
Vinny, I'm doing this.
Vinny, listen.
What up?
This isn't just in. Are you being simple right now? This happens in all communities, dude. It really does. It's not something that's not. It just does. It only happens
Bro,
in
when
one.
was that shooting at like a fucking regular school?
Stabbing and shootings, they happen all the time. It doesn't matter what neighborhood or school.
Very fucking rarely, bro.
Yeah, there's shootings all the time.
You gotta think there's more fist fights going on.
It's gone down. It's gone
There's definitely
down.
more fist fights. Now, what I'm saying is, Matt, let me say this. You're right. No, there's more fist fights. What I'm saying is that I'm more like the fact that a kid got stabbed up is nothing new. You know what I'm saying? In any community, like I mean, like once again, you can go look at hundreds of stories throughout the country just in the last few decades of hearing some shit.
It is new.
They may
It is
not-
new.
They may not.
Because through social media, now you have people peddling this black bullshit narrative behind coddling the bad behavior behind that said stabbing. That's the fucking difference. That is the fucking difference. That is the difference.
But it's common on both sides. This is more. Here's the thing, though. Yeah, social media is only publicizing stuff more.
No, brother, you gotta. Here's the thing with social media, bro. Like I said earlier, the fights back in the day were a bit more, I would say, cordial because it wasn't posted everywhere. Now we're in a society where people are posting everything. So if you get your ass whooped in high school, you got your ass whooped forever. Like you have to, you got to understand the ego of people. Because what I'm saying is, I don't think a lot of these kids are in most jurisdictions. If I'm being honest, I don't think fist fighting is happening like it used to be. But when it does happen, people get hyper upset. You're gonna see more gun violence, stabbings because these kids come back the next day. They're getting picked on, laughed at. It's on Instagram, Twitter. They're in their face with it. They're gonna come to school pissed off. What do you think's gonna happen?
I think you're right because everybody wants to have a video camera out.
Yeah.
This shit. And so that actually produces that last head stomp that you always see, right? Because they all want to get that last shot in on video that person is getting smashed. So there's definitely something else going on here because we used to just walk away after we fought, right?
Wait, did you just say curb stomp?
Yeah, or head stomp, whatever you want.
Oh man. So let me ask you a question, Matt. Like, do you feel like the same black bad actors that are filming and recording as opposed to calling the police are part of the problem?
Yeah, I think they need to all be charged on the same level for all the shit they're doing. There's no reason to be filming someone's fighting at the last minute after being knocked out.
So there's nothing more disgusting than seeing an act of violence and a bunch of nappy-headed, dread-wearing fucking monkeys talking about world star. Like, it's bullshit. It's complete bullshit. So again, it's very disgusting that people want to run this fucking narrative. Okay, hey, because isn't that what you live by? Isn't that what you get your news? Is that where you get your news? Sitting in the middle, shouting, banging on the window, give me all your smoking you want to specifically use that we're talking about. You ghetto fucking monkey. You ghetto fucking monkey.
shot and chest out, naked, around kids. Those are people that need to be put away. Let's put those people away, man. What about those people? It's a bigger issue here, okay?
I'm just saying that socially things are off because of social media, and we're seeing it.
This ghetto bullet bag actually thought that he dropped a fucking gem. That's crazy.
Good shade. You're up. Go ahead. You show up to school the next day, everybody in the hallways, man, look what happened to you. They showing you the video of your head getting pushed in the wall. Like, come on. You don't think that kid's gonna wake up and be like, you know what, fuck this shit, fuck life. I'm about to just shoot some shit up. I mean, come on. It's simple. And I don't know this, I mean, Adams, you know, there's a commitment to make it a black thing, but I think that white kids have the same umbrage. I think it's across the board socially. Kids are just off. It is what it is.
Well, you know, have their mothers come and check them, right?
True.
Instead of yelling in shower caps on fucking Clubhouse while they're sitting in rooms with this ghetto-ass monkey Oscar with their child banging on the fucking glass.
And cocaine on the fucking glass. Cocaine on your nose, okay?
You know, let's welcome the failed male gospel.
This one of the guys running on LA.
Wendy Williams of Clubhouse. This is crazy.
Cocaine on his nose.
Anything else? Monkey?
You run around LA with fucking cocaine butt naked in his face and you worry about black issues and the fuck are you talking about, madams?
Right. So you're a dirty southern ghetto-ass monkey with a slave mentality and a banana in your mouth.
You're a bullshit head. You're a bullshit fucking faggot from LA, Adams. Come on, what's worse?
Alright, let's refocus a little bit.
Ghetto banana chomping monkeys.
Yeah.
I think the 60s run around LA.
Ghetto banana chomping monkey.
Watching with fucking rainbow flags.
Got it. We got
That's crazy.
We got it. So who here thinks that we all should have white guilt? Us white folks still. Like we should all be feeling this white guilt right now.
No,
I don't want to be a white woman. He wants to be a white woman.
Listening to Oscar,
you want to be a fucking white woman. Just say it here, right now. Just tell everybody in the room you want to be a white woman.
Listening to this ghetto monkey. Listening to this ghetto monkey.
Adams, chill. All right, just.
But let me say the quiet part out loud, Sig.
No, we're not doing personal shit. Let's keep it on topic.
No, I am keeping it on topic. Listening to this banana chomping hood rat. Again, white people should be grabbing the rope and finding a tree.
What he say?
Yo, stop, guys. Get back on topic.
Let me ask. I wanted to ask this question. If Carmelo Anthony and his fundraising didn't happen, would this be as big of a story right now? That was one of the things I wanted to ask.
Yes, it most definitely would.
Why does Matt talk with a lisp?
Because your mom was a gay and I want to be like,
you're fat or you're gay?
Because you're a gay faggot yourself.
His PTR funny as hell. But look, so Matt, here's the thing. Like I said earlier, it became a racial issue and it was gonna blow up the way it did, regardless of the money and all this shit. Because for some odd reason, you know, the tabloids, you call it the media, and I would just be honest, white people made this shit racial. You know, at first it was two teens who had an occurrence that
No, the fuck they didn't. It was black
now,
people.
of course,
They did this shit.
black people, I ain't gonna lie, there were black people on Twitter saying, let's smoke that Metcalf pack. I'm not gonna lie, that was lingering. But to sit here and act like white people didn't make this shit the story of today and yesterday, let's be real. Y'all did that.
Nah. But you'll be smoking a Trayvon pack.
You gotta stop.
So this is
That's crazy.
That's what it is.
Bro, gotta stop.
Wow.
Yo, I hope you didn't buy that pack at 7-Eleven.
That's Skittles pack.
We're here at a point like where it's tit for tat. Like what's the next story? Like where is this going?
Good, then leave quietly, you fucking ghetto monkey.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Maybe you will get hit by
It's always
This is
always
shit.
gonna
Fuck
be
you.
this.
Then leave.
Shut up. Yo,
Get the fuck out, you dumb ghetto fucking Ronnie.
Fucking faggot.
Dumb ghetto fucking.
All
want to be white women. Both of y'all want to be fucking white women. You fucking bitches.
Yo. If I mute the stage, don't come off mute with that bullshit. I muted you because of the bullshit. You gotta start with the personal shit. I'm just gonna snipe you guys.
Adam's been in here fucking yelling all fucking day, Sig. Want to be a white woman. Pull your panties out your ass, bitch.
He's emotional and ghetto.
Pull your fucking panties out your ass.
You know what? This is why black people can't have nice shit. Exactly. Right.
No, bring it back. Bring Oscar back.
We'll move both y'all down.
Ooh, thank you. Conversation. Hey, look. So Matt, this is.
You say me last, take a question. Then you can ask him whatever question you want. But do you think we're in a tick for tat right now, Sig? Like, what's the next step in all this? What's the next phase? Do you think? Do we see something bigger? Where are you at right now with things? And your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it is a tit for tat. I honestly think, and it's not just whites, man. I mean, you talk to all races. I tried to invite you back up, Adams, but you ran out because I invited you up earlier. So
I'm sitting on the stage.
I'm sorry, Oscar. I'm sorry, Oscar.
Yo, don't confuse me with this ghetto monkey.
It was a mistake, motherfucker. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think whites are, and it's not just whites. You talk to, hey man, can you shoot Adams up, or not Adams up, freaking Oscar?
But don't stop killing me with this fucking white woman, Sig. What the fuck, bro? Fucking white woman.
Let's get back on topic. Yeah, I think it's a tit for tat, and I think it's a tit for tat because white people are getting sick of the bullshit. Other races are too. The Asians, the Hispanics, the Arabs, they're all getting sick of this black fragility, and every time black people do shit fucked up and cause themselves some type of pain or grief, they want to turn around and blame it on white racism and systematic racism and all this shit. Everyone's just tired of it, man. They see other races that are, even Africans are coming over here. Africans are even sick of American blacks and their bullshit. When we look at the way that blacks cry and whine and scream and moan about racism and how they can't get a leg up in this country, but you see all other races, including Africans, come over here and they put their head down to the ground and they work their ass off and they build themselves into some type of success. People are just getting sick of it, man. And it comes down to Black Lives Matter. Okay, well then you guys kill the most black people out there, and you kill more white people than white people kill black people. So how do Black Lives matter if you're killing your own in record fucking numbers, and it's year after year after year after year for fucking decades? It's a good question. It's a logical question, because it's the same reason why if you ask black people, hey, if my house was dirty and I was a hoarder and I had roaches and bugs and fleas and bed bugs and infestations and trash piled up to the fucking ceiling of my house, and I came up to you and said, hey, you better clean your house and keep a clean house, black people would have no problem calling you a hypocrite in that situation. So why can't we take the same responsibility when people say, well, why are you pointing the finger at one white dude who killed a black person, yet you guys, for every one white person that kills a black person, there's 50 black deaths due to the hands of black people? Why don't we have that same fucking sentiment? Why aren't we using the same type of logic? Why? It's because we're looking through a racial lens. We think that everything that's black is holy and sacred, and everything is white is evil and fucking vile. And it's just not the case, man. So you're going to start seeing people, man, stand up like this young lady. It wasn't about the fact that this young lady called at the playground situation in Minnesota. People aren't supporting her because she called a black kid a nigger and then, on the video said nigger a million other times to the guy that was confronting her. Most people, if you listen to them, you talk to them, they'll say that was very vile what she did. And, a 5-year-old is going to be a 5-year-old. They're going to dig in bags. They're going to try to get into shit. That's normal behavior. For her to respond like that, it's abhorrent. Most people are going to tell you that. But what they'll say is, you know what? If a black kid can kill another kid and raise money, then this white woman should be able to raise money for saying a word. So it's going for a tit for tat. But here's the thing, and I'm going to land here, is that blacks are in no match for a tit for tat. Because if this shit gets physical, white people are going to win hands down. How do I know this? Because you niggas can't shoot. You niggas can't work guns. You niggas have no Second Amendment etiquette compared to these white people that are taking their young... Hold on, I'm almost done, I promise. I haven't been speaking a lot. White people have been taking their sons out to the woods since 5, 6, 7 years old and teaching them how to be accurate and use optics and sight down prey and be in that jungle laying low, waiting to make that perfect fucking shot and then track that shit down. You're never gonna be able to compete with that. And the reason why I know that is because every time white people do something to you niggas, all you do is burn down your own fucking neighborhoods and cause havoc in your own neighborhoods. You won't dare step over to white suburbia and confront the very people who you claim you have an issue with. So that's it.
This is egregious. They do sometimes.
Every time the Samsung television goes out, they want to voice a racial grievance.
Hold on, Oscar, we're speaking. Hold on.
Bro. The fuck? Like, come on. Like, you gotta stop and say, guys grew up hunting, right? Especially in the South, Texas, North Carolina, like everywhere in the South. I know probably up north too, and where you from, they go hunting. Like grandfathers took their kids hunting, like since way back. See, they know how to work guns. We've been well trained. It's a lot of black people in the military. Black people. You can see a lot of videos of black people right now going viral, teaching people and using guns at firearm ranges and all kind of shit. So. That's kind of bullshit. See, we know how to work guns just as well as they do.
So that's
probably not even better.
Yeah, just to rebut you real quick, Oscar, that is not true. You know my experience at the gun range. I see niggas all the fucking time at many gun ranges.
That's where you at, bro. It's a lot.
No, this is across the country. This is because my members. Yeah.
But you a black dude, you know how to work the shit. See.
But I'm extremely rare.
No, you're not, dude. You're not rare.
Most of the gun
ranges. Crazy. See, you black, you know how to do it, bro.
It's the exception to the rule. The exception doesn't make the rule.
Nah, dude.
Hold on, Oscar. Let me.
Just forgetting the main part. Only 13%.
This is just my over decade experience of being in gun ranges. I got over 2,500 students under my belt who I've lent certification to for gun training, self-defense, and gun operation and gun safety. The most safety infringements that I find when I'm at these ranges across the country, because I shoot across the country, is mostly black people. I'm telling you straight up. And when us instructors sit down and we have talks and we're laughing and joking and smoking about the dumbasses we run into in the range, if we're being honest, it's mostly blacks, bro. So
it's egregious. It's egregious. That's crazy. See, I don't say that. I know a lot of black people.
Let me ask this question.
Well, of course you don't understand. You can barely speak English. You're dumb.
Adams will be the one that
dumb,
can't use a
weak,
firearm.
and ghetto. Dumb, weak, and ghetto.
We gotta worry about Adams. He can't shoot. He's a mountain.
Hey, shit, I have a honest question though. Which blacks are you talking about?
Just blacks in general, right? We here's the thing with black, and even Charleston White even said this shit, bro, and he hit a spot on. This is why he got so much support. A few weeks ago, we got online and said, all you niggas do is go get your gun, and then that's it. You gotta stop there. And I see this all the time with students. The white people continue training. They continue going to the range. They will look shit up. They will learn their fucking laws. When blacks come in, bro, they just come in. I got my gat, and I'm Gucci. That's the most we get, and I see it all the time at these fucking ranges. When I'm seeing black people rent a couple fucking guns, and this is frequent. They rent a 40 caliber and a 9 caliber, and then they think they're loading the gun, and they point it at the target to shoot, and it goes click, and then I realize, holy shit, they're loading 9 mil into a fucking 40 caliber gun. It's not gonna fucking work, and I have to go over there because the reason why I have to walk over there and yank the gun out of their hand is because they're pointing it at themselves, looking down the barrel, thinking it's a water hose that ain't spitting out water. And I have to run over there and fucking slap that gun down and say, hey, fucker, you're gonna shoot yourself in the fucking face. Don't look down the barrel of a fucking gun if it doesn't go off, you idiot. All the fucking time, Ray. All the fucking time. Guess what?
You're telling me
about gun safety.
Right, because they're dumb and ghetto.
Here's the thing.
You're telling me that there's
most infractions I have in range. Real quick, I got another one for you. The most infractions at the range, when you're supposed to be focused and only having that gun pointing down range at the fucking target, but who's got it pointed up in the air trying to take Instagram photos? Who's got the little fucking stupid ass Dracos that have no goddamn any type of technical capability when you're talking about self-defense? It's always us, bro. Who's walking around with the Glock with a 30 caliber fucking magazine or a 30 round magazine hanging off the fucking front of their shorts with some shitty Walmart Uncle Mike's fucking cloth holster and bouncing around a fucking cabin showing out.
That's the future. That ain't really everybody. You're talking about people that's in the hoods. See, you ain't talking about everyone, bro.
I've shot Chicago. I've shot Detroit. I've shot fucking.
You talking about people that's in the church? You talking about people that didn't grow up with their granddaddies who took them hunting and their dads that took them hunting and shit.
Hey, real quick, let me say something, Vinny.
Talking about two types of
Bro, I would shoot you in the head. I would execute you.
No, you won't.
You're easy work.
No, you will not.
Easy work. Execution easy.
You wouldn't see me coming.
Dead.
You wouldn't see me coming.
Your whole squad. I'll fucking throw a ball in your whole fucking bloodline. I would enter your whole bloodline. Your whole bloodline will be wiped out.
Chill. Yo, I'm asking you to chill, man. Let's keep it on conversation.
You started.
Let's let Ray finish his question. Ray.
So now here's my and that's my point. That's the reason why I asked was because there's a lot of black people that are very capable shooters, right? As far as the ones that are actually real citizens. You're talking about like people, more the ignorant, more of the lower ranking black people in like Grand Rapids, Michigan, or I don't know, Madison, Pulaski, or somewhere downtown Chicago, or some, or in Virginia, whatnot. Some of these gangbangers that really aren't really trained to shoot. Those guys, yeah, I get you with those particular people, or some of these young cats that are influenced by these mumble rap, ugly, retarded looking motherfuckers that are rappers nowadays. I get you on that. But you're telling me like certain black people who are, who are of class, right? Regardless of their financial status, right? You're telling me that they're like, are you going to include those particular people? Because I know that there's a couple of black people that are, they go out and train with their sons and daughters. But shit. So
not enough of them, Ray. I don't see us doing that in the numbers and with the seriousness and the etiquette of safety and professionalism and technicality with firearms that I do with other races of people. You can talk to any other fucking firearm instructor, and they're gonna honestly, if you have an honest conversation with them, they're gonna tell you the same thing, Ray. It's the same thing.
I mean, I gotta meet him halfway. He's got a point there.
You know what's funny though is like I see the kids and even some of the hood people I guess here, like when they do those documentaries in Phoenix. I just see a lot of funny shit, like even with the AR-15s. Although it's like there is point. It's easy to point shoot, I guess you can say, with an AR, but like they literally don't even have like iron sights or any sights like on their guns. They have it's weird.
Pepe, I've been at the range. Blacks will buy a brand new AR or fucking Draco or something. No fucking sights on that bitch, and they're shooting it, hit the ceiling, hit the baffles. And again, you have to go over there and you have to stop them dead in their tracks and fucking kick them out. And it's now there's some white people that do dumb shit at the range, absolutely. But it's for every one white person, there's fucking 20 to 25 black people that are doing dumb shit.
Man, see, this okay. I'm gonna call you out, brother, because you just said you saw these black people bring these weapons in and they didn't have no sights. Why don't you just tell them, like, hey man, you about to try to practice with this thing, but you don't got no sights. You ever let the hand before they start shooting?
Yeah, absolutely I do. But when they're unsafe, I will take the gun out of their hand and then I will get the range officer and get them kicked out. But the ones, again, shooting the baffle, shooting the ceiling, that's unsafe. Technically, you should be banned for life from those ranges. But I do go over there and I explain to them because that's my job, But again, the most people I have to explain this shit to is us. And Charleston White hit the nail on the head, bro. We don't take the time. We complain about white people all the fucking time, but we don't take the time to learn the fucking game before we complain. I think we can all agree that if you're gonna complain about something, at least be an expert in that field first. And we just don't take the fucking time to do it, bro. That's something that faults us. This is why we get so much criticism when we go into the fucking ranges. And I've seen black people get kicked out of the range because they almost shot themselves or somebody else. And the first thing they do when that white gun range owner kicks them out, first thing that black people do is cry racism. It's like, no, fucker, you had your gun pointed at yourself trying to take a selfie. You pointed it at your fucking girlfriend trying to take a fucking selfie. You pointed it at other fucking range members trying to take a fucking dumbass Instagram selfie. This is not the place for that. That's not what this is about. Man, you racist, man. They're racist, man, because I'm black. You ain't kicking no white people out.
because they weren't being idiots like you.
First off, let me say.
What's that one called? The bullet where it's a gunshot, it's the thing flexing?
Yeah, let Mr. finish his question, right? Then you can go.
So, Steve, thank you for your service. Let me get there.
Thank you for your support.
And you're doing a good work. I would just say, while these black people are going up to these ranges inappropriately, just give them a little bit of grace. Our community doesn't prioritize guns correctly. Now, and I've been saying this for quite some time. I do think that more white people need to get into hunting, going to